Welcome to Morgantown, West Virginia. We're in senior night inside the Coliseum. And moments ago, the Mountaineer faithful honored their 5 seniors, including Morgantown's own Nathan Adrian, playing in his final game in front of this raucous crowd. But West Virginia, they've got their hands full tonight as they welcome arguably the hottest team in the Big 12 in Iowa State. Monte Morris and company has won 6 in a row. Tonight's game is part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, a season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament. Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us. John Shelby, Mark Plansky, Big 12 basketball here tonight. And this is a big game as the regular season wraps up. What's at stake? Well, quite simply, the winner of this one will get the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. Now, as far as our game tonight, I mean, you basically go strength versus strength. Iowa State is a team that takes care of the basketball, and West Virginia really works on taking it away.
Well, John, no one takes care of the basketball better than Monte Morris, the senior point guard for Iowa State. 8.1 assists to turnover in the Big 12. Second place, 2.5. It's ridiculous. And no team takes it away better than West Virginia. With West Virginia, they're all over the court, forcing 21-plus turnovers a game.
That's a look at tonight's Sonic Showdown. And we'll see what gives here this evening, as Bob Huggins' team's done such a great job pressuring opponents, forcing turnovers. Monte Morris, this year they've played 29 games. He's got 29 turnovers. And in Big 12 play, he's playing over 38 minutes a game. Absolutely incredible. I don't think overall it's a big surprise the way it's ended up shaking out in the Big 12. Top 4 teams, Kansas, Iowa State, Baylor, and West Virginia. I think most people felt like those would be 4 of, if not the 4 best teams. And right now, they are the top 4. And again, the winner of this game ends up as the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. So I guess the motivation a little bit is, you know, avoid Kansas in the semifinals is kind of the thing.
Absolutely. And as a 2 seed in a couple of wins in the Big 12 tournament, most likely elevate their national seed coming into Selection Sunday.
Bob Huggins and the Mountaineers senior night final home game. All 5 seniors starting for West Virginia. Solomon Young, the freshman, along with 4 seniors starting for Iowa State. He jumps against Brandon Watkins. Iowa State wins the chip, and the Cyclones control.
And you will not be surprised, John. West Virginia man to man for the next 40 minutes.
Tariq Phillip getting to start. This is an Iowa State team that really scores it, and they like to shoot the 3. Burton a miss. Rebound pulled down by Myers.
West Virginia got lucky. They lost Burton on the screen. Nathan Adrian, still coming down from the senior night festivities, just turned his head, and Deontay had a wide open look.
That one launched and knocked down by James Long. How about that? On senior night, he gets the start and he gets him on the board.
That was a set play by Bob Huggins, because he says James Long works the hardest for 4 years on his shot. How about that?
Thomas trying to answer. Matt Thomas coming off a game that saw him knock down 7 3-pointers.
You did that game senior night back at Iowa State. This young man can really fill it up from behind the arc.
Phillip gives off to Long. Now Adrian with Burton on him. Foul line jumper will go, and the senior from Morgantown on the board.
And the senior also leads that press at the point.
The deflection, the takeaway, and the bucket. I mean, that is the blueprint for West Virginia.
But Burton is standing still. There you go. You have to run the baseline to get that ball in bounds against this press.
Burton pushes ahead. Not sure what he was trying to do there.
That was going to be a pass to himself, and Tariq Phillips saw it and boxed him out. That was outstanding defense.
Early going here on a Friday night in West Virginia. Adrian gets loose. Shot was blocked, but he gets bumped.
Well, the whole key that Adrian has made for this West Virginia team is on Press Virginia. He covers the ball and gets deflections better than anybody. He converts and they're right back into it. If you're Iowa State, John, you have to run the baseline and look to pass over that full court pressure.
Adrian at the line, good free throw shooter at 73%. Quite a relationship that he has forged with Bob Huggins. And James Long gets a great hand. Bob Huggins, Billy Hahn over there, and the rest of the team giving him some love. That's pretty special.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Hugs credits James Long as the best teammate in this class. And this is quite the class of 2017. And he's taught and trained Javon Carter how to work on his shot. I mean, JC can really fill it up.
Morris a little short with that shot, tipped out of bounds, and it stays with Iowa State.
It's 2 possessions in a row that Deontay Burton has been forced to handle the basketball. If Iowa State is in that position all night long, then West Virginia wins with the pressure.
As Mitru Long buries one. He's been their leading scorer in conference play. They've got a number of guys that can knock you down from outside, and he's one of them.
Mitru Long guest. What was that, 26, 27 feet out?
Not quite from north of the border, but Myers cutting to the goal and scooping it in.
He's Mr. Personality for West Virginia, the senior coming in and just loves to play an infectious personality on the court and in the locker room.
Yeah, just high energy. We had him mic'd up a little bit earlier. We'll let you listen to some of that. He is not shy.
Well, travel, good call. Point of emphasis when you're a perimeter catcher. Off the basketball, keep your feet still.
Steve Prohm, second year as the Iowa State head coach. Last year took over for Fred Hoiberg, who had moved on to the Bulls. He had 4 years at Murray State, did Prohm last year. Led the Cyclones to the Sweet 16.
Asked him what he thought about next year. He said, let's focus on this year. I really like this team. Let's focus on this year.
They're going to lose a lot.
West Virginia, John, has that triangle spots on the offense. They get into it 4 or 5 different ways, but the foul line and the 2 low post blocks are the positions that will be occupied.
Adrian a 3. And Solomon Young the board. Morris hesitated, kick to the corner. Ooh, late call from Joe DeRosa, and that's on Javon Carter.
Well, Javon Carter defends and contests the shot as well as anybody on this West Virginia team. He ran out to chase him off the line, and it does appear he got him on the elbow. I mean, that is a very slight but very effective defensive move.
Carter, one of the elite defenders in conference. Javon, the last 2 years, has been on the All Big 12 defensive team. Thomas getting the first 2.
I learned that technique my freshman year, John, playing against Chris Mullen for St. John's. He was covering me. I went up to shoot. He did the exact same thing. I threw up an air ball, no call. I never saw the court the rest of the game. I was like, Coach, he hit my elbow. Sit down, Plansky.
So Mully with the sneaky elbow tap, and that was that. Puts Plansky on the bench.
It wasn't that hard to get me on the bench.
Phillip at the foul line. Kick over Carter. Phillip gets inside. Lost the handle. Morris the other way. Mitru Long gets another. Nazareth Mitru Long, the senior from Canada. Guy who redshirted last year because of some issues recurring from hip surgery. Had both hips operated on.
And you talk about in-rhythm transition threes. Usually against West Virginia, that's a bad thing. But he's knocked down 2 outstanding shots.
Getting inside Tariq Phillip, and he'll shoot 2 when we return. Senior night here in West Virginia. The last time a lot of these kids will ever play this building.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. and Fridays. In here, it's always Friday.
An emotional night here at West Virginia University Coliseum. The seniors getting their jerseys right there, and we had the senior from Brooklyn mic'd up, Tavon Myers.
Come on, man. It's senior day, man. Show your senior something, baby. You love me or not? It's the last one, baby. What we gonna do? What we gonna do, Rick? I'm a senior, man. It's time for me to go. Last one, last regular season, man.
Let's get it.
Good luck, you heard? You know it, baby. You know it. You gonna miss your boy? Not even a little bit? I'm gonna miss you guys, man. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss all y'all. You know what time it is? You know what time it is? You know what time it is, boy! Last time, y'all, last time. Let me check though, we all here? We all here? We all here? National champs, man. National champs on 3, y'all. 1, 2, 3. National champs.
He is something else. Tavon Myers, the senior from Brooklyn. The guy at the line, Tariq Phillip, they've known each other since they're about 9 or 10, playing with and against each other from the same area in Brooklyn. And it was really Tariq Phillip that kind of recruited Tavon Myers, told him, you need to come here. Myers obviously ended up with his childhood buddy, but they've got quite a bond, the two of them. But, I mean, Tavon, you talk about a kid that's high energy and a big personality. How about Nazareth Mitru Long, his 3rd 3 of the game.
High energy from behind the arc. 3 for 3 and overly confident. Well, Phillip and Myers roomed together, and they told me earlier that Tavon does all the talking and Tariq is very quiet. And I said, well, of course.
Great work inside as Elijah Macon gets the bucket. Last 4 games averaging 12 points and 6 boards. Turnover. West Virginia able to collect another. It'll go the other way. Mountaineers ball.
You know, 2nd or 3rd time, John, that Iowa State has not had the ball in Monte Morris's hand against this full court pressure. You need to be disciplined. I know it looks like the opportunities are there, but West Virginia loves to see the ball in someone else's hand other than that point guard.
4th turnover on Iowa State. Macon kicks to Adrian. And a rebound underneath for Issa Ahmad, but he couldn't convert. Ahmad, who has started most of the year. In fact, this is the first time he's ever come off the bench. Little step through pass. Mitru Long, another. This time couldn't hit. Deflected, and Morris ended up forcing that off of West Virginia.
Look at Monte Morris. He had the ball in his hands, breaks the trap, gets a good look for Mitru Long, and then races down to get another possession. That's how valuable that senior point guard is to Iowa State.
Skip pass, now Thomas. And a bump on Ahmad. I was mentioning first time he's ever come off the bench. He's Ahmad, a sophomore. He's dealt with back spasms, so he's missed the last 3 games. And the foul on Ahmad right there. Thomas catch and shoot and missed everything. Dexter Miles short of the shot. Picks up his own miss and couldn't convert, but it'll go to the line.
Well, how often does an air ball lead to a transition opportunity? You mentioned Issa Ahmad. He's got the back problem. So the coaching staff didn't know if he was going to react well or not, even though he's played well in practice, John. Game situations are completely different for Ahmad. The air ball is a quick takeout for Dexter Myers and did a good job. Miles did, taking it right to the rim.
Miles just a 57% free throw shooter. Gets the first and gets West Virginia back in front. John Shabby, Mark Plansky, Big 12 basketball senior night here in Morgantown, West Virginia, as we close in on the finish of the regular season and then the Big 12 championship next week. Miles gets them both. Spring break starting today, so maybe a tad bit quieter than normal. It gets pretty raucous with the student section behind us. Look at that move by Deontay Burton. The athleticism, that's 6'5", 250 coming at you.
But you notice how under control he was. Unlike the first possession of the game where he left his feet and threw it off the backboard, he just dominated with that big body under control in the paint.
Sagaba Konate is checked in for West Virginia, a guy I know you like a lot.
I think Sags is going to be an NBA prospect because his body is just something you cannot create. It's God-given. It is big.
Take another look at Burton down the other end.
A smaller version of a big body, but notice how under control with the right hand, his offhand, John. He took it, he surveyed, and then he just shed Nathan Adrian like he was a fly and then finished.
He's too quick usually for the bigger guys and too big for the smaller guys. Constantly a matchup problem for the other side, Deontay Burton.
And he's mastered that three-point shot this year. He's made 33, which is more than his first 3 years in college combined. So that makes it even more of a difficult matchup.
A Marquette transfer. Tried to feed down low. I think they got the foul on Daryl Bowie.
Credit Issa Ahmad for trying to feed down low. The offense works better inside out, and it's imperative for West Virginia to get the ball touched in the paint. They don't have to score in the paint, but they need to get it down low and then reverse it to the perimeter.
Carter looking to inbound, finds Miles. 14 fouls on Iowa State, 2 on West Virginia. Under 13 to go here in the first half. Konate misses, but flying in for the tip is Dexter Miles Jr. Mitru Long with another, his 4th.
I am not playing that guy in horse. No way. I don't think he's hit the rim with all 4 shots.
Nazareth Mitru Long 4 out of 5 from 3 to start the game. A guy averaging 16 a game. Ahmad off balance. And it'll belong to Iowa State.
Oh, 3 of the 4 shots have been in transition, and 1 was a baseline of bounds from 26 feet. And in transition, you protect the paint first, John, and then whack out to the shooters. But I think it's time to make that adjustment. Just find him immediately.
Mitru Long gives off, and then Donovan Jackson. And then underneath, it's Konate and Bowie getting tangled up. Fans Saturday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. It's the rematch. Chapel Hill, number 17, Duke, number 5, North Carolina. That'll close out the regular season. Blue Devils won the first matchup, 86-78, in early February. And this Sonic blockbuster can also be seen streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Our game here, Iowa State leading by a point. Our under 12 timeout here in West Virginia, and the road team off to a good start.
New strategy for Steve Prohm. Give it to Mitru Long. Catch and shoot. Maybe, John, the best in the Big 12.
Right now, Wichita State struggling early. John, Mark?
Back here in Morgantown, Dexter Miles Jr. with the follow and the put in. And now they get a foul on Lamont West. Aaron George with the call.
Well, Lamont West is the second generation of the point of West Virginia. Next year, he will start and take Nathan Adrian's place. And trying to get a call, leaned in and got the foul.
Donovan Jackson handling as they play Morris off the ball for the moment.
One thing Iowa State does really well, usually you probably saw it Tuesday night, is the high ball screen. But against West Virginia, John, you don't want to bring any more defenders into this because they'll double team you.
Shot clock winding down. Morris from way downtown. And the rebound yanked down by West. Morris steps in, picks up a steal and scoops it in. The all-time leader in steals at Iowa State, Monte Morris.
I was watching his eyes after he missed that three, and he had him on the ball the whole time. Just hid back there like a free safety.
True Long almost able to get the steal. And Tariq Phillip buries a three. Monte Morris may have rolled his ankle or a knee, but he is limping right now. And a turnover. West can't hit. Morris handling and hobbling. Jackson inside with the offhand. And that won't go. Phillip the board. And here comes Carter and the Mountaineers.
It is amazing when Morris does not handle the basketball. Out of control Iowa State has become. Lamont West is going to take the safety off. He thought the first one was going down. He's going to shoot a second.
And Carter telling Darren George and one. He's saying he got fouled.
Well, nobody deserves to make shots more than Javon Carter. Works extremely hard on that jumper.
Konate with the block, and then the Dikembe Mutombo. No, you don't finger wag. West. And now Iowa State on the move. But they don't have numbers, and True Long pulls it back out.
The freshman West a little quick with the trigger on that one. Javon Carter just came off a big shot. I think he was looking to have that pass come back. I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar ends up back to the bench with a little discussion with Hugs.
All of a sudden, West Virginia up by 5, closing in on 9 to go. First half, Young's jumper. And that missed all of it. Phillip puts it on the ground. High arcing shot. Tipped out of bounds, and it belongs to Iowa State. Talked about Monte Morris rolling his ankle. Take a quick peek at it.
Let's take a look. A little bit of barely a step on Javon Carter's foot there with the left ankle, and enough to just tweak it. But we're looking out here. Looks like he's right back to normal.
Chris Weiler bad into the game and has it back tapped away, and then Bowie able to step in the passing lane and prevent a transition bucket for Tariq Phillip.
Well, if I'm wearing a yellow uniform this evening, I just passed the ball to number 11. You have to find Monte Morris against West Virginia. Every time they refuse to give him the ball, it ends up as a turnover.
And again, we'll monitor that left ankle for Monte Morris.
It's a great matchup with Morris and Carter out front.
Avon Myers and Thomas on him. Now Watkins. Clock under 10. They feed inside. And Isamana, the smaller Monte Morris on him. And Morris picks up the foul. That's his first.
West Virginia again getting to that triangle spot offense. That time they had a big mismatch with a little, and Ahmad posting up quickly to take advantage of it.
Carter to inbound. West Virginia up by 5. Adrian from in close can't hit. Fight for that loose ball. Thomas down to the deck to the possession arrow. And it belongs to the Cyclones. Well, how about some NBA for you? NBA Saturday primetime. And the game presented by Verizon Wireless is on ABC. Matches CP3, Blake Griffin, and the Clippers against D-Wade, Jimmy Butler, and the Bulls. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown presented by Street Talk Wireless at 8 Eastern. Iowa State last 5 possessions, 0 for 3, and a couple of turnovers. So things have slowed down offensively.
And a couple of air balls because they've been last end of the shot clock, John, possessions. West Virginia working on all cylinders on the defensive end.
Shot clock winding down. Morris, little crossover. High up the glass. Nasty.
Wow. I mean, that's one of the best in the country, folks, in Javon Carter, ball-on-ball defense. He went right by him with a behind-the-back, through-the-legs dribble, and then, as you said, John, high off the glass to finish.
Ahmad couldn't finish, but gets fouled by Weiler Babb, and he'll shoot two. Monte Morris, one of the top guards in the country, able to convert right here against one of the top defenders in the league. Back here in Morgantown, but our own Joey Brackett's keeping an eye on the Big 12. Right now, 5 teams locks for the NCAA tournament, and then, whoa, bubble-wise, Texas Tech, TCU, Kansas State, they've all got work to do, that's for sure. At one point, it looked like 8 teams were going to be in. As of right now, it's 5 with Kansas State, the next 4 out. As we go to Joe Lunardi live in the Infinity Bracket Bunker. Joey, brackets start with this idea. I mean, everyone talked about how great this conference is, and it looked like 8 were going to get in. What's your best forecast as far as the likelihood of getting any more than 5?
I don't think it's going to change at all at this point, John, because in the case of Kansas State and Texas Tech, their out-of-conference scheduling results aren't good enough. And in the case of TCU, they've been swept by Kansas State now due to the results this week. So I think we've got 5 teams, half the league, and I'm sure that's disappointing to some people around the conference.
All right, Joe, thanks very much. It'll be interesting to watch what ends up happening. This game right here is important for seeding in the Big 12 tournament. Quite simply, the winner of this one gets the 2 seed. Also, it's a win against the top 25 opponent, so an opportunity to possibly help your resume and your seeding in the NCAA tournament. As Chris Weiler Babb is fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Sounds like you've spent some time in the bunker with Joey Brackett. Listen to you, big fella.
Yeah. I mean, you get a chance to watch these teams a lot. Bob Huggins' group, I think most people have felt like they've been a lock for quite some time. It would be the 8th NCAA tournament appearance in 10 years at his alma mater for Bob Huggins.
And we've talked about this, John. West Virginia may be the single team you do not want to play in the NCAA tournament, because West Virginia is one thing for Big 12 opponents who have seen it for 3 months. You release the dogs on the country, look out.
Really difficult for teams that don't get a chance to see it a lot to simulate it in practice. As Adrian misses, Iowa State the board. Monte Morris, the ankle appears to be fine. As he explodes at the rim, gets it rejected, was looking for a foul. It'll stay Iowa State ball.
But that's the key to beating West Virginia pressure. Straight line drive, keep it in the middle of the court and get to the rim, because 2 and 3 guys will try to block that shot. That will often lead to an offensive rebounding opportunity.
Weiler Babb with the basketball, the Arkansas transfer. His brother played for Iowa State. Now plays in Germany. Chris Bennett. Bowie into the paint, kicks out Morris. And a shot clock violation, just a lack of awareness right there.
Lack of awareness and pressure by Javon Carter. He is relentless. He knows where Monte Morris is at all times while helping out down low. He pushed him 2 inches out on the corner on the baseline.
2-point game. Closing it on 6.5 to go. Issa Ahmad spinning inside. Hang, shot short.
You saw that graphic. West Virginia came out quickly and they've gone into a slump. A lot of that is because they're taking quick shots from the perimeter and one-on-one basketball. Hugs wants to move the ball, make it go 3 or 4 times side to side. They've gotten away from that in the last few minutes.
And a bump on Issa Ahmad. That'll be his second.
Point of emphasis in practice yesterday for West Virginia is run the guys off the 3-point line. When you do that, John, you've got to run them off with your weight back and your hand up. Issa Ahmad just ran out with everything up. Off balance, weight forward. Good job by Iowa State creating the foul.
Mitru Long looking for another 3. Can't hit. Got a pretty good look at it.
I was shocked it did not go down, quite frankly. Beautiful stroke.
Myers pull up. Carter the rebound.
I guarantee you, Coach Huggins does not like this one-on-one basketball. Move the ball, move the man. That's motion offense of West Virginia.
Carter lost the handle, turned it over. Morris between defenders and banks it in. Yeah, we're tied up.
Is he ever out of control? No, seriously, Don. Is he ever out of control?
No. And the turnover total reflects that, or the lack thereof.
48 career games with no turnovers. That is ridiculous.
Adrian looking for some help. Kick out. Carter launches. Javon Carter knocks it down. And the home team back out in front by 3. Weiler Babb able to hit. Not an easy shot right there, moving towards the basket with that jumper.
And one I think West Virginia was very happy to see go up, because once again they kept the ball out of Monty Morris's hands, but he knocked it down.
West spinning, but stepped on the baseline. 1-point game here in Morgantown. John Shelby, Mark Plansky. And from the Coliseum, winner of this one gets the 2 seed in next week's Big 12 championship. Kansas the 1 seed. Not a shocking development. Kansas has done it once or twice with Bill Self at the helm. Morris. Weiler Babb.
Good look, inside out basketball. Great job by Morris finding the wide open 3-point jump shot. Just did not go down.
And West Virginia been struggling offensively. Good hands by Weiler Babb has given him good minutes. Mitru Long down. Thomas.
Another good look, John. Inside out, time before. Transition wide open. Matt Thomas known to knock down quite a few of those.
The transition 3 is such a huge part of both the college and pro game, as opposed to, say, 15 years ago even, as Adrian drops that one in.
Much better job by West Virginia getting the ball in the paint with a nice little touch and jump hook by Adrian. But you mentioned the transition 3s right here, another example.
Morris fills it up. Timeout, Steve Prohm. West Virginia here in this one. The Cyclones knocking down the 3-pointers, and this game's tied.
ESPN's exclusive presentation.
All right, so here are the brackets for the 2017 Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Championship. That's if the season ended today. It doesn't, by the way. Well, it does for these 2 teams. You understand what I'm saying. Kansas is the 1 seed. Right now, Iowa State is the 2 seed. The winner of this game, though, officially will be the 2 seed. It all gets started on Wednesday night. So 10 versus 7 and 8 versus 9. I'll have to call those games with Miles Simon.
Steve Prohm called the timeout and came out in the 2-3 zone, switched it up. West Virginia out of sync. You get the quick rebound.
Miles, good hands. Carter up ahead. Blocked by Weiler Babb, but there's Miles to clean it up.
Great block, but better effort by Dexter Miles, not giving up. He made the steal, goes back and gets the putback on the offensive rebound.
Mitru Long. That's his 5th 3-pointer of the game, and the 7th 3 for Iowa State.
You know, I'm not the smartest guy in the building, but you might want to get up on him. He took 2 dribbles before he let that go.
Mitru Long finds Thomas, and the shot is short. Stay tuned, second half. Mark Plansky, more excellent analysis. Get on the guy that's got 5 threes.
Again, the quick shots for Iowa State appear to be bad shots, but when you typically shoot as well as they have in this especially last 6-game stretch, they're good shots. They're just not going down in the first half.
Close to 50% from 3 in the last 6 games. They've won all 6 of them. Shot clock winding down. Phillips launches, air ball, shot clock violation.
Not going down except for Mitra Long. Those are going down. Everybody else have taken good shots. I mean, Matt Thomas, he's 5 for 7 in your game on Tuesday night and his senior night. He's got one, but they've all been good shots that he's missed.
They go for the double teams. Adrian comes. Mitra Long finds Thomas wide open and he buries it.
Boy, Nathan Adrian doesn't make many bad calls at the point of that pressure. That was a bad call. He came a little late on Mitra Long, and give Naz the credit for the reverse and finding his partner wide open in the corner.
A 9-2 Cyclones run. Carter kick out to Miles, buries it.
You have to love the inside-out basketball that we're seeing here this evening.
5 seconds. And there's that pressure again. And Bowie having trouble finding someone.
Steve Prohm knows that you want the ball in the guy's hands who can handle it. Monte Morris. It also includes the guy taking the ball out of bounds. Well, Bowie did not run. He got the 5-second call.
Elijah Macon a little strong with that layup, but he gets fouled and he'll shoot 2. Foul number 2 on Nazareth Mitra Long. A reminder, O.J. Made in America, the Academy Award winner for Best Documentary Feature. Check it out. It's coming up tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, part 5 of 5. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. As always, you can catch it on demand through the ESPN app or watch ESPN. Congratulations to Ezra Edelman and company. An absolutely brilliant piece of work. Macon drills that one, and West Virginia back out in front by a point. Morris pushes ahead, finds Thomas. Shot was deflected. And West Virginia back the other way. Miles is feeling it. About a 15-second differential shot clock to game clock. West Virginia by 4, an 8-0 Mountaineer run. Monte Morris from way downtown. Goodness.
Talk about quieting a crowd, John. Oh, my goodness.
Monte Morris gets Iowa State within a point. Back here in Morgantown, West Virginia and Iowa State going head-to-head. And Daxter Miles Jr. unloading here.
Another example of a good transition 3. Daxter knocking 2 for 2 from behind the arc. And what does Monte Morris say? You can't go behind the high ball screen and leave me alone. Knocking it down from what? 26 feet away from the ring.
9 3-pointers for Iowa State. They average just a smidge more than that many. Adrian, clock winding down, short on that shot. And that's the way the first half ends. Number 10, West Virginia up by a point. Nazareth Mitra Long, 5 3-pointers, leads all scorers with 15. Daxter Miles Jr. outstanding with 14. 43-42, our score at the break. Now we head to the studio. The halftime report, Chris Cotter and LaFonso Ellis. Tonight's game is part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, a season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament. At the break, West Virginia and Iowa State hooking up in a good one. A 1-point game as the Mountaineers lead this one. John Shambi and Mark Plansky with you. And you look at that first half, we knew that Iowa State was going to try and dial long distance, but West Virginia's hit some big threes of their own.
Both teams are shooting better than 50% from behind the arc. But you talk about the three seniors. 3 of the 4 always play well, and you know, tonight, no exception to the rule. Monte Morris letting it fly from deep. Naz Mitro Long has made 5 from downtown. And Matt Thomas, you cannot leave him alone, big man. Who's going to talk about a junior? Who let the junior in on the highlights, John? But Dexter Miles, 14 points. This man averages 8 a game, and he's 2 for 2 from behind the arc. Both in transition threes, both wide open and nothing but net.
And again, we focus anytime West Virginia plays, forcing turnovers and points off of turnovers. How about this? Iowa State actually with the lead in points off turnovers, 10-6.
Yeah, I mean, they had 18 turnovers when these two teams first met at Iowa State. But deflections is a big number, too. They tried to get 40, John. West Virginia only has 11 in the first half.
Double team comes, Macon, dribbling it off his foot, out of bounds. And there's a turnover. The first time these two teams met, January 31st in Ames, and Iowa State won 85-72.
Just a great job by Phillip and Javon Carter denying Monte Morris. But we haven't seen Burt in the game the last 5 or 10 minutes in the first half, and he's the guy that can release and handle the basketball when Morris doesn't have it. Often the times when you sit and watch the last 5 to 6 minutes of the first half, you want to shoot the moment you touch it. Deontay Burton was no exception. Monte Morris with an excellent block from behind, coming from the weak side.
Turnover there.
You see Tariq Phillip with his head in his hands. That was an excellent pass. Dexter Miles was not watching the ball.
You got Monte Morris on a foul right there. Monte Morris picks up his second.
You know, Javon Carter does that as well as any guard in the country. You can see the smile on Monte Morris's face. He's looking over at JC saying, you got me, you got me. The Oscars were last weekend. Enough of the acting job.
West Virginia ball up by a point, just getting started second half. Winner of this one gets the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. John Shambi, Mark Plansky with you. Dexter Miles Jr. filling it up from deep as he hits another 3.
So often when college basketball players have a big half like Dexter did, they kind of simulate and come back to the average in the second half. Not for Miles. First touch, up and for the 3.
Morris pulls up, and that one was halfway down, rattles out. Mountaineers with Miles, determined, offensive rebound, puts it up, and will shoot 2 as he's fouled.
We touched on it in the first half. The way to beat pressure is go right to the rim, keep the ball in the middle of the court, and let what happens after you take it to the rim happen in a positive way. And Dexter did an excellent job, not only taking to the rim job, but staying on balance and getting a second opportunity with the offensive rebound.
He got up to a good start in non-conference play, and from 3, he's been pretty cold in Big 12 play, shooting in the 20s. But here tonight, he's been a huge part of the success.
It's a senior wannabe. That's what it is, John. He also hasn't missed a free throw yet. He only has a 57% percentage free throw shooter. He wants the mic. He wants to get mic'd up next year. That's what it is.
Tavon Myers did a pretty good job. Here's Burton, goes behind the back, lost the handle, but they get the foul on Miles. West Virginia with wins here at home over #1 Baylor and #2 Kansas earlier this season. And again, when these two teams met back in January, West Virginia got the better of Iowa State.
Well, in that game, Steve Prohm told us today at shoot-around, the game just got sped up more than Iowa State was used to, and that's what West Virginia does. Tonight, you can tell the pace a few times for Coach Prohm's Cyclones have gotten too fast for the time, but more often, Monte Morris has been able to simmer everything down and play under control.
Burton pulls up, can't hit, fill up the board.
Too anxious, he's forcing the game. You gotta let it come to you. He's too talented, he's too athletic. Let the ball find you and then make the play.
Adrian goes baseline and puts it in. The senior from right here in Morgantown on senior night.
Oh, Deontay Burton capitalizing a missed shot with another mistake, giving the baseline up. Nate Adrian just taking it strong.
All of a sudden, it's an 8-point West Virginia advantage. A 7-0 run for the Mountaineers, and Matt Thomas double teamed and trapped, calls timeout.
Well, the senior night is alive here in Morgantown, and there is no more favorite son than Nathan Adrian from Morgantown High School. Catches the ball and taking it strong, Johnny. Let's take another look. Going left, going right, right to the rim.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving.
Bob Huggins and Nate Adrian sharing an embrace senior night. Morgantown's own Nathan Adrian introduced to Bob Huggins. He was in 7th or 8th grade. His coach then was actually the manager for the team when Bob Huggins played here, and he told Bob Huggins he's going to be good enough to play here for you. And Bob Huggins telling me the story today said, you know how many times somebody will say that to you? In this case, it was actually true. What a career he's put together.
And a great example of what Adrian did just there, stop the ball. You know how hard it is to stop Monte Morris?
Deontay Burton with the stroke from deep.
It is amazing what can charge up a college basketball player. Burton with the awesome block on the defensive end, and now he's into the game, John.
Yep.
Comes down in rhythm, knocks down the three.
Miles. Three-pointer wouldn't go. Morris the rebound. He was a rebound short of a triple-double his last time out against Oklahoma State. That Oklahoma State team, by the way, is good.
How about the turnaround Brad Underwood made? 0 for 6 the first 6 games in the conference. Changed up the whole defensive philosophy, and now he's a lock for the NCAA tournament and probably one of the most feared teams in the country, let alone the Big 12.
Make it too strong off the glass. 5-point game, 16 to go, second half. Burton from the elbow, too strong.
Macon really demanding the ball. Just a bad communication with Javon Carter up front.
Timeout on the court, and West Virginia leads by 5.
Probably two guys we won't be watching in college basketball next year as well.
A true long steps back, can't hit. Adrian the board.
Javon Carter, just the extra hand on the ball after he stopped the ball, confused Etro Long on that 15-foot jump shot. An unbelievable defender, number 2 for West Virginia.
Tariq Phillip here gives off Miles, who has been hot tonight. Wow.
And he is having fun. The lip wedge was working on the way back down court, John.
Dexter Miles Jr. with 22 points.
And that curl back 3 after setting the screen is something they work on every day in practice, and often the man that sets the screen will be more open than the guy that gets screened.
Adrian blocks Mitru Long's three-point attempt.
Never say die. Every possession, 100% effort. Nathan Adrian comes back from the other side of the court to block it.
Morris steps in, and then the deflection wasn't able to track it down. Carter goes and gets it. Under 10 on the shot clock. Carter gets bumped by Solomon Young. Take a look at
all-out effort.
that last foul on Young, his second. Story tonight for West Virginia. Dexter Miles Jr. There he is. It's a 2. Won't fall. He's matched a season high with 22. One off his career high of 23. And a foul on West Virginia. 8-point Mountaineer advantage.
When Bobby Huggins' team is clicking on all cylinders in the defensive end of West Virginia, they move their feet better than anyone in the country. That time, Matt Thomas found out when two guys can move their feet quicker than you can.
Fans wanted a backcourt violation. Joe DeRosa standing right there, monitoring the situation. Burton hoists it up and hits. Guy with great touch. He's got the power, the quickness. He's a crucial part of their win at Kansas, ending the 51-game win streak at Allen Fieldhouse.
Oh, he had 20 points Tuesday night, 2 points in the first half tonight. I think he's going to come on strong.
Morris with Carter on him.
Talk about intense. Javon Carter is 100% focused covering Monte Morris.
I mean, just staring a hole right through him. Morris steps up. That one wouldn't go. Offensive rebound. Thomas was in close. Got rejected.
Staring a hole into Monte Morris, but Monte Morris got the offensive rebound that led to the Watkins block with Thomas with the putback, but he missed the shot, goes in and gets the offensive rebound. Two of the best competitors in the Big 12 Conference.
Thomas jumper. No good. Loose ball now. Adrian finds it. And a travel.
Checking in for Iowa State, number 10, Gerald Bowie.
Well, Iowa State with actually trailing in the game and an advantage in points off turnovers. Mitru Long couldn't finish. Bowie gets rejected. Kanate with that block. To the corner, a wide open Thomas buries it. Good extra pass.
You wanted to say it's good before it was good. I know you did. I could tell you knew that one was going down. You nailed it. The extra pass. Matt Thomas wide open does equal 3.
A 2-point game. It's a 6-0 Iowa State run. He's been two of the best teams in the Big 12. Tavon Myers the bucket. Winner of this game will be the 2 seed in Kansas City at the Big 12 championship. Burton hesitation. Tries to go up and under. Couldn't do it. And it's Tariq Phillip. To Myers, to Phillip. And the two kids from Brooklyn combined for the bucket.
The roommates, and how about Myers coming in and giving a little lift on senior night and charging up the gentlemen in the blue uniforms.
Here comes the crowd. Foul on Tavon Myers. His first. Break in the action. West Virginia by a half dozen. Tariq Phillip pushing the pace. Tavon Myers back to Phillip. Mountaineers on top.
Back out to Morgantown. John and Mark, guys.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Bob Huggins with Billy Hahn over his shoulder. 6-point advantage. Number 10, West Virginia with the lead. The winner of this one will secure the 2 seed in the Big 12 championship next week. Mitru long. Little too strong, but had a real good look at it. And the foul, I guess, on Nick Weiler-Babb. Indeed, it will be. That's his second. Weiler-Babb's giving him good minutes here in this game,
which is very important when you're playing the Mountaineers. They'll run 11 and 12 guys at you, so anybody with good minutes is desperately needed.
I've done games where Bob Huggins just played 13 in the first half. Bowie getting inside, gets fouled. That one almost snuck in there, but he'll go to the line. Issa Ahmad charged with that foul.
Take another look at it. Stop the ball, number one, John. And when you stop the ball, you have to keep the ball in front of you. Issa Ahmad did not keep the ball in front of him, and that caused the reach for Myers on the other side. Stop the ball by keeping the man in front of you.
Bowie, the Northern Illinois transfer. That's one of the things Iowa State, with all the success, including the Sweet 16 last year, and they've done a lot of it by getting transfers. Now, that was more with the Fred Hoiberg regime, with Matt Abdelmassi, who's now with St. John's, but and then they certainly went and worked to get transfers to make an impact.
Graduate transfer is as much a part of college basketball as the freshmen and the international players, and I would be not surprised if Steve Prohm goes out and gets a few more next year.
Yep. West trying to give off. I think they got Morris. They did.
Monte Morris was just denying the ball as purely as you can, and Phillip, of course, does that every day in practice. He knows how to get open, John. Through the foul.
Third foul of Monte Morris. 5 team fouls on Iowa State.
Better ball and man movement. This possession by West Virginia.
Ahmad gets double teamed. Myers with Jackson on him, and they get the foul there. 16 fouls on Iowa State. First Donovan Jackson. West Virginia ball out of bounds on the side. 10:37 to go here. Yeah, the Mountaineers at home, senior night, final regular season game for both these clubs. Mountaineers lead it by 6. John Schaube, Mark Plansky. And they get a foul on Bowie.
That's 3 possessions in a row, John, where overzealous defense has led to 3 consecutive fouls. Now you're putting West Virginia on the charity stripe for the rest of the game and the bonus. You don't have to work that hard. Let them come to you. Just stay fundamentally sound in front of them. And when the ball gets in front of you, reach. Don't go reaching first.
Konate gets the first. The freshman from Mali, who leads the team in block shots.
Just a stud athlete. He is going to be playing the next level. And when he learns how to improve his offensive game to the level with athletic game, look out.
Mountaineers have had 9 different players score. A step in and a steal. Phillip goes behind the back, hangs, can't hit, followed by Konate.
And that's where the fresh legs help out, John. 3 blue uniforms beating the yellow guys down the court.
An 8-0 run, largest lead of the game for West Virginia. They're up 10. Weiler-Babb gets the shot rejected. Konate. West. Steve Prohm has just gotten a technical. Not happy with Darren George. Crowd loving it.
We'll take a look at it. Quick step in by Tariq Phillip. Awesome job. But here, look at this. Good job getting to the rim. But look at West Virginia just beating everyone down the court. Sags Kanate. And then he gets down the court. Lamont gets in there. Mr. West with the left. But the next possession, Sagbat Kanate gets down and makes the block. That obviously Coach Frome thought perhaps was a foul, some contact. Now we've got a technical foul, and we've got a run in front of us. Let's take a look. Kanate winding up. Well, I mean, I think Steve Frome might have an argument there.
I would agree. A guy who on the bench is normally pretty well cool, calm, collected. It's a 10-0 Mountaineer run. They're up by a dozen. Lamont West will shoot the technical 83% from the line. So DeRosa, those guys who can claim to be, he's been both an NBA official and a college official.
You know, John, you've done games in Fog Allen Fieldhouse. The crowd was all over it. You know, that's ball, that's contact. It's actually hard to tell. But a referee is going to get caught up in the emotion of 14,000 people standing and cheering, and odds are not make that call. And so credit the sixth man here in Morgantown faithful.
Now 10 different players have scored tonight for the Mountaineers. They inbound. It'll be Burton to push it into the front court. Mitru Long can't hit. Kanate the rebound. These are the spots where in this building it can get away from a team, where the momentum builds. And even though so far tonight forcing turnovers and turning them into points haven't been crucial to West Virginia's success, it can come in an avalanche.
Well, you've got 4 seniors on the court for Iowa State, John, but the key calm influence is Monte Morris, and he has not touched the basketball. He needs to get his hands on the rock and just chip away at this lead. There's plenty of time. There's 9 minutes left to go in the game, 2 at a time. They have plenty of time, but credit West Virginia not letting Monte Morris touch the basketball. It has worked very well early in the second half.
But again, Iowa State's taking care of the ball, but that really tells the story. Just 3 of 20 in the second half. Burton with the pause and now looking for some help, and turns it over. Ahmad hangs, can't hit.
Those are some big hands. There's like an orange in his hand. But I mean, you take the ball out of Monte Morris's hand. Who's going to do that? The whole team. Watch this, John. First, Tariq Phillip staying with him, then saying, Javon Carter, your turn. Keep your eyes on him. Don't lose him. Now look at Javon. Mano-a-mano. I got him, guys. Get away. Get away. You're not scoring. I mean, that's just team defense. That's West Virginia on the half-court side on all cylinders.
Well, Monte Morris is certainly no stranger to the pressure that West Virginia exerts, but it doesn't make it any easier just because you know it's coming.
Well, you know, these guys are seniors for Iowa State. They're comfortable having the basketball, but you cannot simulate this pressure for all 40 minutes in practice, especially this time of year where most practices are a glorified walkthrough. The intensity and the crowd is bringing energy level on top of the intensity, and that's resulting in the lead for West Virginia.
Lead inside Burton, and that ends an over 4-minute scoreless stretch for Iowa State, and it's back to a 12-point deficit for the Cyclones.
Fatigue becomes a factor as well. I would not be surprised if Steve Frome goes back to that 2-3 zone just to try to rest after this pressure.
Adrian inside, and he gets it to go.
Right on cue, Burton tired running up the court and gave Adrian just awesome position down the block. Too easy.
Nate Adrian with a dozen here tonight.
This is West Virginia
They get the foul on Penate.
Flight Jamaican gets into the foul here.
Thomas just inside the three-point line. That's 2. Thomas with 14, coming off a great effort. 25, including 7 threes on senior night in Ames against Oklahoma State.
Don't expect Iowa State to go anywhere. You've got 4 awesome seniors on the court.
Good hands, Carter. Turnover. Ahmad the other way. Burton gets the block, but there's Ahmad to put it back in.
And Adrian right next to him. 2-on-1, 2-on-none. West Virginia out hustling Iowa State. Look at the smile on Adrian's face covering Naz Mitra Long. He's loving this challenge.
Mitru Long with another deep one is 6-3 of the game. 11-point West Virginia advantage. 7:08 to go in this one. The 2 seed on the line.
ESPN's exclusive presentation.
ACC the best conference for you?
All year long watching the Big 12, I have loved doing games in the Big 12. This conference, if you beat everyone up all night, you know, John, there's no easy outs whatsoever. So, you know, that's a tough question. There are some easier outs in the ACC than there are in this conference.
Yeah, Iowa State trying to get out. Oklahoma, those 2 are 9 and 10, and Oklahoma came here and won. Iowa State lost to Texas.
Texas lost to West Virginia by 2, and they've had close battles. Almost every battle in the Big 12 is a final possession game, it seems like.
Carter quick to the hoop, draws the foul. They get Solomon Young on that one. And that'll be foul number 4.
Javon Carter at the free throw line shooting 2.
So Young in foul trouble, 6:35 to go. Carter gets that to go. Javon Carter, the junior from Illinois. And knocks that one down. Here comes the pressure. Adrian chasing Morris. And here comes Carter down to Burton. And Burton off the window. They handled it nicely that time.
Well, Burton is a talent, isn't he? I mean, quick, explosive off the ground, nice touch, huge hands. I mean, again, he's not going along. He's going to be putting up some, I think, in the last 6 minutes.
Carter with Morris on him. Shot clock's under 10. Macon. Big shot right there. He's played very well for them over their last few games. Thomas can't hit the 3.
Another good looking transition, but now if you're West Virginia, John, you want to time and score, right? I mean, you've got the lead, you're up 13. There's no need to take quick shots down here. Milk that shot clock, dump it down low, maybe inside out, but make every possession a lengthy one. Make Iowa State play defense.
Carter from way deep. And then a fight for the rebound. And they get it on the foul on Daxter Miles Jr. Crowd didn't like the call. That's his 3rd. Max this season out with 22 points. 1 off of his career high here tonight. Morris exploding at the rim. Macon got the block, but he also picks up a foul.
Well, you could see Nathan Adrian looking at the referee with his arms up in the air. That is that principle of verticality. If you're inside the restricted area, John, you can jump. So there's making inside. He jumps, but he did reach for the left hand and got Monte Morris on the forearm.
Morris is 79% free throw shooter. Elijah Macon picking up that foul. It's 1 out of 2.
You saw 5 for 12 from the floor. He shoots 46% from the floor, but every shot tonight has been pressured. He's had to work for every single opportunity on the offensive end.
Well, certainly the story in this game, West Virginia exerting that defensive pressure in the second half.
A big part of that is fresh legs, and Dexter Miles is having a big game, so he stays in the game, but then you've got other rotations with fresher legs.
Phillip finds Adrian for the deuce. Phillip getting a piece of the paint and then dishing off. And then a turnover on the pass intended for Monte Morris. Macon inside, puts it up and in. And just like that, it's a 16-point game. Largest lead of the night, senior night in Morgantown. Burton gets fouled.
Foul whistled on Elijah Macon, his second, team foul number 8.
You know, John, West Virginia, you never know when it's going to hit you in fatigue. You could see Deontay Burton not running the baseline. Monte Morris double team, throws a wild over the top pass, leads to an easy 2-point off turnover.
Checking into the Cyclones, Nick Weiler-Babb.
Nick Weiler-Babb checking back in. Solomon Young will grab a seat. One out of 2 for Burt. 15-point lead for West Virginia. Winner of this one will get the 2 seed, the Big 12 championship next week.
Iowa State extending defense now, almost in that critical, desperate time, trying to get extra possessions. But West Virginia very comfortable working against the press, John. They only do it every day, all day. Practice.
Carter across, Miles. And Carter, big offensive rebound. Miles couldn't hit. Underneath, fight for the loose ball. Thomas comes away with it. Morris charging to the goal. Will they get the foul on Elijah Macon? West Virginia trying to salt away their final home game and pick up a win. Well, here in Morgantown, Chris, senior night going very well for Nate Adrian and company. Grew up about 3 miles away from here. 3rd grade on the left, 6th grade on the right. Morgantown High School, and then look at babyface freshman Nate Adrian. It's our Continental Tires play of the game, and it's right here all the way across court and the block of the 3.
Only in Morgantown, West Virginia is the play of the game. Also play. And no one does it better than the senior, Nathan Adrian.
Our play of the game driven by Continental Tire. Well, Bob Huggins has a lot of affection for that young man and talks about what he's gone through, the pressure playing here, the struggles he had when he had a cyst in his wrist and really was struggling to shoot as a sophomore. But as Coach Huggins says, he's in the middle of everything we do.
Well, remember when Coach Huggins brought him in, along with Watkins in that freshman class, they were coming up 13-19, didn't make postseason at all, and told Nathan Adrian, grow your hair, put a headband on, oh, by the way, you're starting every game for the rest of your career. And he is, without question, the glue on this team.
Phillip hangs, gets it off the glass, but wouldn't go. Kanate wrestling with Mitru Long. And the possession arrow belongs to West Virginia.
Fatigue can show itself in many ways in basketball, but none more glaring than the offensive glass. When you take a look at the stat sheet, that is West Virginia's 18th offensive rebound. I mean, that's just effort and fresh legs.
Adrian cutting to the hoop, gets 2 more, and he's got 16. So pretty successful senior night for Nate Adrian. Offensive fouls. Burton bowls Adrian over.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in the game. For 6'8", he moves his feet like 5'8". Look at him move the feet first. Move the feet first. And DeAndre helping with lower the shoulder, helps the referee call that charge by lowering the shoulder. But credit the 6'8" senior for moving those size 14 old sneakers that he wears every day.
Mom and Dad, Lisa and Kevin sitting courtside right across from the West Virginia bench. There's Carter to flip it up and in. And the lead is ballooned to 17.
Boy, Coach Brum cannot be happy with those last 2 possessions. Easy buckets, lack of communication by Iowa State.
Inside, Mitru Long draws the foul. Steve Brum got a little frustrated with the officiating early in the second half, picked up a technical. With a win, West Virginia will be the 2 seed in the Big 12. Saturday, 15 Eastern Time on ESPN. I'm not sure if you're aware. Duke and UNC, they're going to play. And the rematch of a game that saw Duke win at Cameron. That's right. Tomorrow night. And that'll come to you from Chapel Hill. And North Carolina certainly a national title contender again.
With that front court, Meeks and Hicks, nobody gets to the glass better in the country. Joe Barry is a point guard. We mentioned about the great guard play in the Big 12. He should play in the Big 12. He's outstanding, leading the team. And Justin Jackson, if I'm a GM in the NBA, he's probably my first pick if I need a 2-guard.
Mitru Long speeding ahead. Thomas to Burton. Has his shot blocked, but he's fouled.
Elijah Macon calls for personal is 4.
And Elijah Macon picks up his 4th. West Virginia's had a number of big wins this year, including a win in Charlottesville against Tony Bennett's team, which is huge. And then, you know, the 2 at home. A win over number 1 Baylor, they blew them out, and then the win over number 2 Kansas lasted them pretty well. Had the opportunity to beat Kansas twice, and had that huge lead late and coughed it up. But this is a very good team.
In some ways, I think the embarrassing loss at Fog Allen, up 14 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, may have helped this team, John, coming down the stretch in March, because they were angry when they got back here to Morgantown after that game.
Miles has had some open looks. He needs 1 point to match his career high. And Mitru Long is fouled. So it's senior night here in Morgantown. 21 to go, and Naz Mitru Long at the line. The senior from Canada. His brother plays at Mount St. Mary's. He and George Niang, they came together on their recruiting trip. Close friends. Niang with the Indiana Pacers. And Mitru Long taking the extra year after the medical red shirt last season.
And part of that, maybe that loss of Kansas helped, is how to break the press.
Nicely done. Elijah Macon with the bucket. And Morris able to draw the foul. Javon Carter a little frustrated as he picks up his third.
Well, you know, we all reacted like that when we got a foul called on us while we were playing back in the day. But Javon Carter's usually right, John. He plays defense better than most in the country. And when he looks at the referee, I think the referee feels, uh-oh, did I miss this?
Akron and Kent State coming up at the conclusion of our game.
West Virginia calls the timeout.
Bob Huggins will call timeout. 1:04 left in the game, an 11-point Mountaineer advantage.
Bob Huggins will tell you he really perfected his coaching back at Akron in the late 80s, and where he took his teams to the postseason twice, and then of course launched into his Cincinnati career with great success with a few talented players, one by the name of Kenyon Martin.
Huggins 16 years at Cincinnati. Went to the Final Four in 1992. Huggins, one of the most successful coaches of all time. Chasing, look who. Still coaching, Coach Massimino.
82 years young at Kaiser University in West Palm Beach for the NAIA. Not going to catch him. Coach Hugs, you're not going to catch Willie Massimino.
Mitru Long with the foul.
Whistle to number 15, Long, his third.
Still doing it, huh? Still loves it.
You know, Coach Huggins is 63. You know, almost 20 years younger than Rollie Massimino. When you look at Billy Hahn over his right shoulder, they've known each other for 40 years. Coach Hahn spent 12 years with Gary Williams at Maryland. Took the LaSalle job in 2001, 2002. Maryland wins in 2002 with all of Billy's players. You don't think Coach Hahn reminds Hugs that every time they meet? But talk about a valuable mentor. It's all about the basketball gods, according to Billy Hahn. Work hard and good things will happen. If that's not the mantra when Morgantown, West Virginia, I don't know what is.
Burton mistimed that, was able to collect. Launches a three. Morris can't hit. Adrian the board. Macon up to Miles. And Dexter Miles Jr. will go to the line following the foul by Mitru Long. Well, on senior night, it's been a junior, Dexter Miles Jr. from Baltimore, who's had the big night. Short on that shot. There's James Long, who started. The senior scored the first 3 points of the game.
You know, if I'm James Long, I just get up and put myself in the game. I mean, what's going to happen? You're not going to play me in the tournament?
Fair enough. Miles ties his career high with 23. Thomas puts it on the floor, banks it in. Nickwiler Bam, as Iowa State still playing it out, commits the foul. Carter to the line.
We were talking about Dexter Miles, now the other junior, Devon Carter at the line. How about the backcourt for these guys next year? I mean, obviously they're going to miss Adrian. He is the glue, but Lamont West stepping in at the stretch four. Great shooter as a sophomore. Elijah Macon's back. Kanake's had a tremendous second half of his freshman year. I mean, West Virginia and Bobby Huggins is set up for success.
Well, he's put this program on a pretty amazing path. Of course, the Final Four got there in 2010 as Burton with the throwdown. But this will be his 8th trip in 10 seasons to the big dance at his alma mater.
They challenge you to find anyone more popular in the state of West Virginia than Bob Huggins.
Sure. So on senior night, Bob Huggins' team picks up a win, and they secure the 2 spot in the Big 12 championship. Monte Morris and Bob Huggins exchanging words. Nate Adrian, his final game in front of the Mountaineer faithful. West Virginia wins it 87-76. Adrian with 16 points and 7 rebounds. For Mark Plansky and our entire ESPN crew, I'm John Shambi. So long from West Virginia University Coliseum. And now we send it to Chris Connor and LaFonso Ellis.